CryptosRUs, I am George. We're all George. So, tonight, I'm feeling pretty good, and I know you guys are too, because besides Dogecoin going up to the moon, now we have VeChain going up to the moon. That is right. It is up a staggering 50% today. And like I always said, it's a top 10 coin, and it will be a top 10 in the near future. However, I don't want to just talk about Doge and VET. I want to talk about some sleeping big cap altcoins that are probably set to explode because they have been sleeping for a long time. So let's take a look at which one and let's decide which ones are worthy of such explosion. So thanks for tuning in. As always, smash the like, subscribe to the channel if you're new. 2 streams every day, 11:30 and 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure you hit that notification bell and follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. All right, guys, let's do this. Welcome, lively crowd tonight. Always appreciate you guys being here with me. And let's just start out with VeChain's chart. I know a lot of you guys are VeChain fans. I am too. And just look at that. Like that's like a Doge pump, right? So obviously VeChain is doing very well, but it's not just VeChain. I mean, it's just across the board, really. If you look at this, you could see that Doge is still up crazily today. Also, Litecoin went up, Bitcoin Cash went up, Chainlink up a little bit, and then of course VeChain, and then you have Theta, you have Filecoin, Tron, which is a big cap now at 8%, and then you got a couple of USD, so stable coins. So today is pretty darn good. And Bitcoin dominance continues to go down, right? Continues to go down. But you know what? Let's just take a look. Let's take a look. I'm going to show you guys which big caps. You know, it's kind of hard to see. If you're looking at day to day, you look at week to week, it's kind of hard to see. But let's zoom out a little bit. Let's look at like the past month, past 3 months, right? And then we can decide which one's actually sleeping and which ones are worthy. And will probably get their pump pretty soon. All right, so before I do that, I just want to, in case you guys are wondering, the last thing I found about VeChain was this, which I covered already, but I think this is pretty significant. VeChain transactions are now 99% cheaper than before. That's a big deal. Something that used to cost $1 now costs 1 cent. Something that's like $30 would be like 3 cents. You know, that's tremendous, right? Tremendous. So this is a big deal. Ethereum wishes they could do this right now. Desperately. But, you know, we got to wait a little bit longer, right? And for those of you guys just wondering, I've created many videos on VeChain before. And here's one, I don't know, from 2 months ago maybe. And I call VeChain the most undervalued crypto out there. Of all crypto, right? And that's because if you actually do some research and look into what VeChain is doing and their partnerships specifically and their ties within the huge mega corporations of China, you'll realize, yeah, they're very, very, very undervalued. They have more traction than any other crypto out there by far. It's not even close. And if you look at who they have signed up, I mean, honestly, it's like the biggest companies on earth. It's really quite amazing. So I just want to tell you guys that real quick. In case you didn't watch the video, you should watch it after this video. In case you want to learn more about VeChain. All right. So besides VeChain, let's take a look. Okay, let's take a look. Let's just start with. I'm gonna go to another site that's not CoinMarketCap. It's called Codex. And what I like about this site is you could change the percentage change really easy with different time scales. 1 hour, 24 hours, 7 days a month, 3 months, 6 months, year to date, year since all-time high, right? So 1 hour, you know what? Almost everything is in green right now, except Doge because it's coming down a little bit. But still, I think there's more room to grow. This is my opinion. But if you look at the last hour, you can see most things. Most altcoins, every single big cap, with the exception of USDT, which doesn't count, and Dogecoin, every single big cap is up within the last hour. So that's pretty fantastic. All right, now let's just go to last week. Okay, obviously you have a couple standouts. Bitcoin up about 6%, right? But you could see why Bitcoin dominance is falling because you look at all the other altcoins, even Ethereum is up 20% versus that 6%. Binance Coin, which is stagnant as of late, even then, it still is higher than Bitcoin by 3%. Then you have XRP up 56%. Cardano trailing a little bit at 20%. And then you have, of course, Dogecoin up 450%. And then Polka Dot really, really trailing now at barely above 5%. Then Litecoin 45, Bitcoin Cash at 77, Chainlink at 37, which isn't too great. And then you have VeChain up 100%, which is really great. So obviously the standouts are Doge and VeChain. Stellar, okay at 28. Filecoin also very weak, and that's because they already had a pump recently. And then you have Theta, that's really weak at 11%, and Tron at 52%. So across the board, for the most part, most big caps outperform Bitcoin by a long shot. Not just by a little bit, by a long shot. Only a few, with the exception of like Polka Dot and Filecoin, they weren't able to keep up. So I think most of you guys know that. And by looking at this, you really can't tell what's undervalued, what's sleeping, and what's moving, right? Because it's too short of a time frame. Now, let's make it more interesting. Let's go back 1 month. This is where the story changes significantly, because someone like BNB, which looked like for the last week they were sleeping, really hasn't. Because now you could see in 1 month performance, you could see that Bitcoin's up about 10%, Ethereum up 40%, Binance Coin up 99%, XRP 252. But see, this is where you could tell. Cardano, Doge is still going up in real time, but this is where you could tell Cardano is kind of stagnant, right? Over the last month, only 17%, and I say only, but that's in comparison to everyone else. So Cardano is kind of sleeping right now. Polka Dot at 23, a little bit better, but still not that impressive. Litecoin 60, Bitcoin Cash 113, Chainlink at 51. Look at VeChain up 255, Stellar 60, Filecoin 165%, big move. Theta still, they were like really stagnant, right? But no, they're up 94%, and Tron at 224. So if you look at the month, which ones are sleeping right now? Well, it's pretty obvious, right? The lowest one by far is Cardano. So Cardano is sleeping right now, sleeping big time, going back 1 month. And you could argue Polka Dot is also sleeping, but they're a little bit better than Cardano. But the two have really not that moved that much in comparison to others. Now let's make it even more interesting. Let's go back 3 months. Now this is going to be really, really telling, because this is when things really started going. Like in January, like the beginning of New Year to now, the last 3 months, man, things are going nuts, right? You know, the jump is just astronomically high. So let's look at this. It's going to blow your mind, with the exception of a few. Bitcoin up 70%. You can't complain about 70% growth, right? But Ethereum at 105, which did outperform Bitcoin. But man, when you look at that versus BNB at 1100%, see, now you realize that BNB is not sleeping. Right now they're sleeping, but that's because they're up a staggering 1100%, which is 11x. So they're pretty good. XRP even at 500%. Of course, Dogecoin is still the leader at 3,800%. That's 38x higher than where they were 3 months ago. All right, now Cardano doesn't look like they're so bad because they're up 327%. Now this is where you could tell what's really sleeping. And that is Polka Dot at 176%, Litecoin at 122%, Bitcoin Cash at 129%, Chainlink at 111%, and then you have Stellar at 114%. But VeChain almost up 1,000%. That's pretty good. Filecoin up 700%, Theta up 600%, and Tron at almost 475%. So if you look at it this way, wow, right? This is how fast altcoins have moved. This is why I've been telling you guys to be diversified, right? Right around the January, February timeframe, I said, you know what? This is time to be diversified because I'm noticing a trend shift that altcoins can stand on their own and they're moving much, much faster than Bitcoin. This is why I started talking about the 50-25-25 rule again. And those of you guys that have listened have seen your portfolio pretty much get carried day after day after day, forming new highs, gaining on sats, and that's what you want, right? Even with the bad times, they've been gaining. But this is why, because you could see that most, even big caps, are outperforming Bitcoin by at least 2x. And in good situations, if you've been holding the good ones, you're talking about, way, way, way above, right? So, yeah, this site kind of is iffy sometimes. It'll go back and forth. But anyways, so now looking at this, if you look at it 3 months, what's really sleeping? What's a sleeping altcoin right now? Well, you could argue the biggest sleeper has to be Ethereum. Because if you look at the big caps, even though it's up 100%, it's trailing BNB by 1,000%. So it kind of shows you it is sleeping, right? So Ethereum right now, I guess, is the biggest sleeper. And I know there's still a lot of people that really believe in Ethereum, but the one thing that is holding Ethereum back right now is, we know, congestion and high gas fees, right? So they're trying to solve that. There's optimism that's coming out. There's a whole bunch of stuff that they're trying to do. The new hard fork will, or the proposed EIP 1559 will supposedly help with that too. And there's a lot of things going on, right? So that could be what's holding Ethereum back. It is outperforming Bitcoin at this point. So if you're holding ETH, great. You're still gaining on Bitcoin. You're still gaining on the sats. But, relatively speaking to everything else, it is very, 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 very underperforming right now. So obviously BNB is not underperforming above 1,000%. I've said don't sleep on Binance. Don't sleep on Binance at all. Is definitely a good hold. I would say a must hold for all portfolios right now. But, they've been eating away at Ethereum. Eating away slowly and slowly, slowly. I'll get to that loop ring in a little bit. XRP, because of the XRP army, they're still very strong. Up 500%. You can't complain about that. Doge, obviously, with FOMO, with Mark Cuban, with Elon Musk, with everyone else that's jumping in. That is why they're up here. They've gone on a crazy run, and I don't think this is the end. I think they're still go. And it's just crazy to think that Doge is sitting at number 5 now. This is insane. Would you consider one sleeping? If I show you how much they went up the last 3 months, I'll guarantee you won't think they're sleeping. I'll guarantee you. This is the thing. Most people concentrate on short term. If you go back just a few months, you'll realize how much they have grown. But I'll get to that in a little bit. So if you look at this, honestly, besides Ethereum, okay, let's take that out because maybe congestion is holding it back. What else in the big caps are really trailing everyone else? Well, number one is Chainlink. Well, this is taking away Ethereum. Okay, so I'll say number two. Number two is Chainlink. And I know a lot of you guys love Chainlink. I do too. I think they're the biggest Oracle play out there, right? But they are trailing by a significant amount compared to some of these others. So Chainlink, I would definitely say, fantastic project. The biggest Oracle play out there. Looking at this, they are definitely trailing. They're sleeping right now. And keep in mind, VeChain was like that too until they started running. So things could change really, really fast. But I got to say, Chainlink right now, looking at this, definitely a sleeper. Now, Stellar is another one, but Stellar, for me, I just feel like there's not a whole lot going for them. There's just not a whole lot that I could say, I'm looking forward to with Stellar. Just I don't know what's going on with them. That's probably the reason why they're the second or third most undervalued or sleeper, I would say. But Stellar, I'm just not too big a fan of, but they can certainly get their turn and start going up. But I like Chainlink a lot better. And then what else do you have? Well, you have the beloved Litecoin. So they're definitely underperforming right now too, right? So it could mean that they're going to get their turn. Obviously, if you're going to go with a store value, you go with the big dog. You go with Bitcoin. There's nothing that Litecoin could do better than Bitcoin. However, they still They still do have a loyal base. A lot of people still do like Litecoin. It is much cheaper, so retail people are FOMOing in. They're getting on Coinbase. They're looking at cheaper coins. Litecoin definitely pumps up, so it does have that factor. But overall, looking at how underperforming they are versus everything else in the big caps, I could say that their turn could be coming too. So Litecoin is another one. And then you have Bitcoin Cash, which I do not like at all because they're a fork. Actually, in fact, Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash are both forks of Bitcoin. But Bitcoin Cash had the audacity to put Bitcoin in their name, led by Roger Ver. But anyways, they're basically a copy of Bitcoin, trying to steal Bitcoin's thunder, right? But because Roger Ver and Kim.com and I don't know who else, they're still trying to carry this coin and carry this network along, right? And what's really helping them is they are on almost every single exchange that Bitcoin is listed at. So that definitely helps. So if you jump on like Coinbase, you jump on Gemini, you jump on Voyager, you jump on Kraken, you jump on Polyonex. I mean, literally every single exchange that has Bitcoin Cash. So that definitely helps it. And again, it's cheaper. And that's why, just like Litecoin, I think a lot of people just FOMO in thinking the same thing. It's not. But because of that, I also think they may get their chance. They may come up because of it, because relatively speaking, compared to everything else, they're just trailing hard. So that's another one. And the last one, which I'm really quite surprised by, is Polka Dot. Polka Dot, there's been times where it moves really, really quickly. But I didn't realize that, in comparison to everyone else, they're really stagnant. Even compared to Cardano. Cardano's up 370%, almost double Polka Dot, right? So Polka Dot is actually also very undervalued if you look at this. And that's quite surprising because they are a big cap at number 8. You figure they had their chance or they had their turn. But really, they didn't have a whole lot of turns. You could see over here, they kind of went up and then stalled and then went up a little bit and stalled. And they've just been kind of sitting sideways for a long time while everyone else is moving up, right? So this could also mean that Polka Dot's turn is coming. So you know what? Maybe a good breakout time. So that's what I want to show you guys overall, right? Out of the big caps, and when I say big caps, I'm talking about anything above 10 billion at this point. And there's a lot. And I'm discounting, obviously the stable coins. So I'm not talking about the stable coins. But if you look at everything else above the stable coins, Tron is good. Filecoin is doing fantastic. Theta is doing fantastic. Stellar's very underperforming. VeChain is fantastic. Chainlink, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, Polka Dot, they're really underperforming. But Cardano's pretty good. XRP's pretty good. Doge, of course, very good. Binance Coin, of course, very good. And of course, you have Ethereum. That is, that's really underperforming, but it could be because of their issues. While these other ones don't really have any technical issues that's holding them back, right? So I will tell you, things in crypto always comes in waves. They always come in waves, right? You know what? It seems like a lot of these big caps already had their wave, or they continue to keep getting it, but there are a few that really haven't had it yet, so watch out for them. All right, so I'll get into Q&A real quick. Someone asked me about Harmony, right? If I could pull Harmony up. See, this is what I'm telling you. Harmony is not a sleeper. Last 3 months, they went up 2,000%, right? When I got in, it was, I forgot. I didn't get in all the way at the tail end, but when I got in, maybe they were at 7 cents or 5 cents or something. So when you look at it this way, because recently I know Harmony kind of just stalled out a little bit and people are like, why is it not moving? Well, if you look at it this way, you'll realize why it's not moving, because it went up 2,000% already and it's taking a breather. So that's perfectly normal, right? So sometimes you just got to expand your timeline or horizon, and you'll realize why things take a breather, because they've already gone on a crazy run. That's why. All right. Oh yeah, I forgot. Before I get into Q&A, I do have a new sponsor, and this is a project. It's all about trading. Trading, for those of you guys that really love to trade and you want to look at automated chart patterns, and recognitions and get alerts and get everything about trading. Altfins maybe for you. They do have a video I want to show you guys, so take a look at it really quick. Let me get this set up. That is going. I have a video I want to show you guys, so this down. Take a look. Take a listen.
Do you want to trade chart patterns? Altfin's chart pattern recognition system automatically identifies 16 trading patterns, triangles, channels, key levels, inverse head and shoulders, and many more. Our system uses machine learning models to analyze historical price data and identify patterns. Altfins constantly scans thousands of assets, so you don't have to. Try it for free. Altfins. Scan, analyze, and trade coins.
There you go. That's Altfins for you. So if you guys are interested, their URL is in the description of this video. All right, let's quickly do some Q&A, and I'll let you guys have your Friday back. Let's see what I missed there. Crypto Crazy, appreciate it. ETC, any thoughts? It's at 40. I did see Ethereum Classic pump up. Not sure why though. Not sure why. Where are they? I saw them. They pumped up 40% today. I was looking for news. No real reason. But Ethereum Classic. Interesting fact. Ethereum Classic is actually the original chain. Ethereum is actually the fork. So that's one of those rare instances where the fork is outperforming the original. But you know, the only thing going for Ethereum Classic is when all the miners from Ethereum get off and get into proof of stake, they have to move the hash power somewhere, and most likely they're going to go to Ethereum Classic. So, yeah. Take a look at Fly, product for millionaires. Well, is it for private jets? It sounds like it's for private jets. Franklin. Oh, what? Come on. When next listing? What is this? Getting discount. I don't even know what VRM is. Yeah, that I think you just trolled me there. Someone's like, dude, show Dogecoin go up. Let's see if it went up any higher. Which one? Let's just look at this. Yeah, it stalled at about 35 cents. And that's good. That's what you want. You know, whenever something pumps up that much, if it can hold at a certain level and not dip down, it could form that base. That's what you want, right? Just like yesterday when it pumped up to about 14, 15 cents and it kind of held here. You could see it started going down, but it recovered and it just held. That's fantastic. That's what you want to see, right? You don't want to see where it just comes down like that. So the fact that it can hold like this is very encouraging, just so you know. What else is there? Thoughts on AMP? I like AMP quite a lot. You know, you have to have retailers really open up for AMP to really be used in the Flexa app. That's what you want. Someone else is asking about it. Jumped up to 30. I've been talking AMP like so long. People keep asking me, you know, AMP. You know what? I like them. I like them a lot. Mostly because, you know, they're a retail play. But like I always said, you have to wait until the pandemic dies down before they're actually being used. So right now they're pumping, which is great. But for true use, you have to wait until people get back out and actually start spending money. Bash, no, I'm not going to look at that coin. And like I've always said, if you weren't super chatting me about that, I would have banned you already. I don't know why people still look at like scam coins like that. Been waiting for Untethered to start pumping. Thoughts on Matic? Polygon is fine. You know, they're 2 billion plus. In fact, they're right back to their previous high. They're a previous high. I mean, really close to their previous high, which is about 2.5 billion. So they're a little bit off, but Polygon is a layer 2. They have their own chain. They have a ton of dApps, DeFi projects specifically. So yeah, they're just fine. They're just fine. Chromia and Chili's. Chili's finally started going up. And Chromia, I heard, started going up too. I didn't look at them today. But Chili's is up a pretty good 35% today. So good for people that held. I've been talking pretty good about Chili's. I think they're really fantastic. I like their model a lot. And basically they're involved with creating tokens for football clubs. I don't know why Digibyte all of a sudden is listed in here. Did Digibyte announce they're going to NFTs? They must have. I don't know why Digibyte is listed in here all of a sudden. But Chromia is somewhere in here. Chromia's up. Again, another project that is interesting. They have to prove themselves. They tried to with My Neighbor Alice, but so far it hasn't done very well. So we'll see. But they have an interesting way of... they have an interesting blockchain. Let's just put it that way. Same question. Yes, it is a scam. A good software for portfolio tracking. I like Delta. Delta app is pretty good. Great call on VET over the last months. You should say years. I've been supporting VET since 2017. You ever worry your channel gets bigger, that your biggest leads to pumps or counter trades? No. You know why I'm not afraid? Because I'm not telling you guys, hey, go put everything in this, or go use 10x leverage because you can't lose. I'm stressing dollar cost average and HODL. And there's a lot of times I make, a recommendation or tell you guys something I like, and it goes down immediately. But you know what? Everything I pick is basically backed by either great leaders or great fundamentals or great idea or something, right? And a lot of them tend to pick up. So it doesn't worry me at all. StormX. It's interesting. If you watch my video with Simon, interview with Simon, he does have great plans for it. So I do think they ran up a little bit too high. Now they're kind of stagnant a little bit. That's okay because they still have a pretty good app. Listen to some of your advice. Was able to retire at 27. Congratulations, Donnie. Congratulations. And now you should pay me back by buying a ton of geocoins or by sending me constant super chats. I'm just kidding, but congratulations. Congratulations. I'm sorry, someone asked about Loopring. I'm not a big fan of Loopring. Take that back. Not that I'm not a big fan, I'm just neutral on them. They're a DEX protocol. Now they're a DeFi protocol, and I just think it's just too crowded. And they can't really differentiate themselves. They have a DEX, but it's really beta. So, neutral on them. Unify. I don't know what Unify is. Is it this? Unify? Uniting blockchains through DeFi. Ups yield farming, ever increasing redeem value. Make it ideal for liquidity providers. So they're just like a yield farming play, it looks like. Something like that. They're like, I don't know. For me, it's like a dime a dozen. Maybe because I look at too many. So it doesn't really fascinate me that much. Fly was advertised at Wall Street. VRM trades 22 billion daily. Yeah. Can someone make me a scam coin that could completely direct? Hey, that exists already. Like Hoj, and there's a few others that is basically a copy. Everyone keeps asking about Versity. I wonder why. If someone's really shilling that, but I don't find it fascinating at all. They have a copyright for some kind of tech that could look at real views or something, and it's kind of plug-in. You could plug into Twitch or Facebook or YouTube, but they're really early. I just don't see the big thing about it. I don't see it. Cartesi, I forgot what they were about. Do you still believe in B Pro? Yeah, I get constantly asked about B Pro. Yes, nothing has changed. They're still young guys that's working very hard, and they're doing a lot. So, yes. Cartesi I don't like because they're Oracle. They're Oracle utilizing these boxes. So when it comes to oracles, the only one I trust is Chainlink. And after showing you guys their performance over the last 3 months, they're actually very undervalued. Any undervalued alts today, man, you got Eric. Appreciate it, but scroll to the beginning of this video. That's all I talked about was undervalued or sleeping big cap altcoins. So you don't want to miss those. You don't want to miss those. Yes, downward spiral. That's more like it, but appreciate it. Is PooCoin another scam coin? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? If something looks like it, you know, smells like it, and operates the same way, what do you think? Yes. Injective protocol. I remember they were, I forgot, I think they were about synthetic creations, I think. Maybe not. Maybe I thought they were synthetic creation. Yeah, they are. They're decks on like synthetic creations of whatever, like stocks or commodity, oil, whatever. It's okay. I think they had a run. They had a good run, and it kind of like died down because now you see a lot of other players in this, and you see even Binance do this with Tesla stock and now Coin stock, right? Coinbase stock, right? So it's very crowded space. What are your thoughts on Uniswap? They actually have not been sleeping. They actually have been doing very well. They have been climbing quite a bit, even the last 7 days, 20-30%. So I like Uniswap. I like leaders. Not that they're always gonna be a leader, but Uniswap definitely the leader at AMMs. Although PancakeSwap is actually bigger, but they don't have the network effect like Uniswap. But I still do like Uniswap a lot. Ocean X. Is it this? Okay. I have some ETN since 2017. What are your thoughts? I like Electronum. They're actually doing good things. It's just not a whole lot of people paying attention to them. And they're concentrating on outside, like, you know, third world countries. So that's holding them back a little bit. Ocean X is an exchange. So I don't know anything about them. So I would not trust them at this point, especially being this small. So I would wait out. Do you like Polka Dots? Well, they're a new spotlight from KuCoin. I didn't have a chance to look at them, but they're basically, you know, it looks like a Promisey Dex built on top of Polka Dot. So they could have promise. I just didn't look at them yet. What do you think about HBAR? I think they're interesting. They're still more corporate than anyone else. They're not really open source, but they're not really like Ripple either. Just wait until the interview. I have an interview. I think I'm going to release it this weekend. It's a good watch. So stay tuned for that. What else is there? All right, I'm going to end it in 1 minute. So last few questions. PancakeSwap till the end of the year, 10x? I think so. PancakeSwap is already bigger, like I said, than Uniswap. So once people pay attention to TVL versus their market cap, then they'll realize how undervalued it is. Charlie, appreciate that. I do like Orion Protocol. So Chainlink, huge move coming. I think so. They're actually really undervalued right now versus, you know, their movement has been really, really stagnant compared to some of the others. So, I mean, take what I said, you know, in comparison to all the other big caps, because you might be thinking, well, why is 100% stagnant? No, it isn't. But if you compare that to, say, 1,000% of VeChain or 1,200% for Binance Coin, then you know that's what I'm talking about. Conversion Coin, I don't know. I don't know what it is, but let's just do this as the last one. Is it a very small cap? 64 is okay. Decentralized interchangeable asset protocol. Security tokens. So they're contracting on security tokens. So they're a swap play. Okay, so it's an AMM with swap built in. Interesting. I think I looked at this recently. And you can, and they have ability to wrap security tokens that's backed by certain things like real estate, exotic exposure. Yeah, pretty ambitious. Pretty ambitious. Project like this doesn't really interest me. I just think there's just too many plays on like new or weirder kind of DeFi that I don't think anyone's using. I don't think anyone's using it. Do you think anyone's gonna be, tokenizing some kind of weird exotic asset like they were saying? I just don't see it. Sidecoin up 100% with good project. Decentralized storage, okay. Graph will be Google of crypto. No, that's not what they're all about. That's not what they're about at all. They're about creating APIs for projects. And this PlaySense microcap, probably too small because it's a microcap. All right, guys, that is pretty much it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I don't have time for Polka Dots. I have not looked at them anyways deeply, but you know what? Doge is still holding. VeChain is pumping, and there's a lot of big caps that's also doing very well. While Bitcoin is still stagnant, a lot of big caps are moving, but hopefully you guys learn a thing or two about some of these big caps I covered, and also, expanding your horizon. Instead of looking at 24 hours or a week, if you look at a 1 month, 3 months specifically, you'll realize that, yeah, a lot of them are not, sleeping. They've been moving very well, just sleeping right now. However, there are some that has been sleeping for quite a long time, so their turn could be next. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. As always, smash the like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 11:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. All right, have a good night. Bye-bye.